All right, guys, I'm back. I think I may have fixed it. I had to switch phones, so this phone's a little different. Let's see if you pop up on here again. I can't believe you said that. All right, there's one person. Okay. I hope it works. It's doing the same thing again. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, I had to switch phones. I don't know what was going on here.
You never do.
Did you just say I never know what's going on? See how she talked to me? That's just wrong. I said, you never know. That's messed up. How you guys doing? So we had like, there we go. There's 15, 17. Yeah. Rebring it here, please. Okay, there we go. Much better, much better. Now we rolling. You guys can see me pretty good, right? I had to switch phones. Ha! There we go. Much better, much better. So I think we can chit chat for about 10 minutes. And then, you see these bags under my eyes? I have to go to sleep. How's it going? Okay. Thank you very much. Trying to hurt me, man. Ugh. What did you give me? Ugh. I don't want this. That's gross. All right. What's up, Shane? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys with some drink. I think she's trying to hurt me, man. I really do. I think she's trying to do something to me. She doesn't want me to go to Summit. I think something's wrong. She's gave me some green drink. It was, I don't know. Like, I went to the Restore place. Like, hold on. Look at this stuff, man. I mean, it's called Plant Fix. I don't want to drink plants. I mean, I'm not a plant. I don't need fixed. Yeah, celery, cucumber, kale, parsley, Swiss chard, spinach, and lemon. Why do I want to drink that? No. So what's up, guys? Ladies, about 5 more. We'll wait till we get to 30 people, then, well, 25 since 2 just left. Oh, 20, okay, 20, yeah. And then we'll chit chat for a minute, about 10 minutes, and I'll let you guys go. Yeah, I'm not a plant. Like, I think she got that for like the plants outside the house. What she give it to me for? And she had no conviction about it. She just said, "Here, drink this." I mean, did you get it at Home Depot? Okay, anyway. So, are you guys excited about tomorrow's sneak peek? So here's the deal about the sneak peek that I want you guys to be mindful of. I'm pretty sure you did the last sneak peek. And what was cool about the first one was you really didn't know what to expect. You know, you saw Shane. Man, did y'all see Shane's abs? That's not right. That's just not right. There's just no woman should have abs like that. That's crazy. Her abs are nuts. Like nuts. Okay. But anyway, yeah, the first sneak peek was kind of like a little bit of an introduction. Just, hey, I'm Chris. How you doing? Come sweat. So it's 25 minutes, and you guys just got a feel for the program. But now, since we're going to run it back again, but take it outside, and you have an idea what to expect, I'm expecting everybody to really push. I mean, really give your all. The most important thing is making sure that you watch the cues. The cues are important. There's a couple moves that a lot of people in the first sneak peek didn't do properly, such as the shot hops. The shot hops, you have to keep your knees bent and hop on the balls of your feet, and you can't stand up. You got to really keep them bent, knees bent, and even the quick jack taps. You gotta stay low, stay on the balls of your feet, and really go as fast as you can, and it burns if you do it right. But yeah, definitely try before you modify. And then the swing jumps, got to keep those knees bent. when you go side to side, the lateral slide, you have to stay low and slide, just like you're playing basketball, defensive slide. What else? The high knee run. Bring those knees up. Try to get those knees above your belly button. Keep your arms at 90 degrees. Pump them as fast as you can. So you guys get the idea. But anyway, tomorrow I just want you to have fun. Just enjoy it. You're going to be outside. The weather's beautiful. And just take it in. Just take in the experience. There's so much with the Shift Shop that Shane can tell you. And I try not to talk about it a whole lot just because I kind of like to let people's experiences talk, because I'm just not a salesy type of person. I never have been, and I just kind of I just put it out there and let people and let them kind of find their way. Powerful about the Shift Shop, and Shane will tell you, is it really has nothing to do with the physical at all. The physical benefits and things that they accomplish, results, was just all perks. It was perks. Getting lean was a perk. The abs were a perk. The definition, losing the weight, all perks. The biggest change happened internally, and that's what the Shift Shop was all about. It's about awakening up to your purpose, and just understanding that you're not an accident. You were created with a purpose. Sometimes with life we all kind of get distracted, and we go through tough times, and we get in tough situations where it kind of distract us from our identity, and then we end up living our life dealing with anxiety, depression, frustration, fear, worry, all because we're just living life, and we're not living life in our purpose. Because when you're living in your purpose, it's blissful, man. I'm telling you, it's blissful. It's love. There's joy. There's peace. There's success. There's joy. There's your creativity surfaces. Your genius really operates. You have a lot of inspired thoughts. When we're not walking in that, then we're allowing all those other factors to take residence, in our life and in our mind and our emotions, and they just kind of lead us astray. But the good news is, a lot of us, including myself, I've done that blindly, just living blindly, not realizing that I was doing it. But once I woke up and got a glimpse of my purpose, got a glimpse of my potential, that was it. That was it, guys. As soon as I got a glimpse of my potential, I'm thinking, that's me? Are you serious? Oh, I gotta have it. That side of the fence is so much better than this side of the fence. And so that's, what I really want to convey to you guys tonight is, when you start the program full time, after Summit, do not start this program without goals. And I mean real goals, guys. The goals, I'm talking about the goals that you aborted, mentally and emotionally. The goals you gave up on, the goals you may have failed at, and maybe maybe came up short and didn't accomplish some things, and didn't continue because of fear and, fear of failure or feeling like you just don't have it. No, I want you to put those goals on the paper. I want you to challenge your purpose. And the only way you're going to challenge your purpose is put the most unrealistic goals that you could have ever thought of on the paper that you really want for yourself. And if it's not the goals, then write the letter. Do what I did. I had to write a letter to myself to remind myself of who I was and what I wanted. And I just continued to read that letter, connect with it emotionally. Sometimes it was through crying, sometimes it was through laughing, and sometimes it's just from a humble perspective of just being, a lot of gratitude. And then once I got my emotions connected to the words, it was real to me. It had an identity, it had a heartbeat. And from that moment forward, that's when everything became real. Like, I'm reading this paper, my physical, what I was seeing in the physical slowly dissipated. It just left. Because that's where my focus was. My focus was on that letter. And that letter to me was my real life. And I convinced myself that the physical realm was temporary, and it really was. Because once I focused on that letter, I started attracting things into my life that represented the letter, and the physical change. So, I'm saying all that to say this. What do you really want? Like, well, seriously, what do you really, truly want? I really had, the last couple months time to ponder this moment. I knew at some point the Shift Shop was going to come out, and it's changed my life drastically, guys. I mean, it's changed my life in so many different ways that I had to process, Chris, what do you really want, when this is all said and done? And what I really want is to see everybody, walking in their purpose. I want to see everybody happy. I don't want to see people dealing with obesity anymore, depression, anxiety, fear, worry, self-doubt, suicidal thoughts, just self-sabotaging themselves. That doesn't make me happy, guys. I could have the biggest selling product in Beachbody history. I'm talking about making millions of dollars, breaking every record in the company. And if we're supposed to be a team, and some of you are still struggling with those things, and I didn't succeed, guys. I didn't. I'm not going to succeed unless you succeed. And I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and then financially. If you're not succeeding, then that's not true success to me. I don't care how much money I make, or what kind of house I have or car I drive, or monetary stuff. That means absolutely nothing to me. And my family will tell you, I'm not a materialistic person at all. It doesn't mean anything to me, if you guys aren't thriving. I'm sorry. That's why I'm so adamant about popping into these groups and just talking to you. Not even so much about the Shift Shop, just talking to you. That's why I leave the videos on my social media, to talk to you. So many of us have been talked at and put down, and all of a sudden we believe what those people say, because we're not connected to our purpose. So we believe what people tell us, and those words live on our bodies. And then when you look in the mirror and you may be 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight, first thing you see is the weight. Well, guess what? That's not the real you you're looking at. You're looking at all that stuff. You're looking at someone saying, you'll never make it. You're looking at, someone saying you're not intelligent, or you're not beautiful, or you'll never be fit. That's all a reflection of what people have said to you. The real you is the you that I'm speaking to now. That inner power, that purpose. That when you wake up and when you walk into your purpose, everything clicks. You're in the best shape of your life, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and you're just thriving. And then when you step out of that and you walk in that, you become infectious. And when you become infectious, people want to know, because we live in a world where so many people are on the other side of that fence. They want to know, why is she so confident? Why is he so confident? Why does he have that glow? Why does she have that glow? Why is there so much power in what he says or what she says? It's because you're walking in your purpose, and they want that. So then when they come to you and they're drawn to you and they want that, that's when you give them the Shift Shop mindset. And what I'm trying to share with you, tell them, you know what? I'm no different than you. I tie my shoes up the same way you tie yours up. You have the exact same purpose. I have a purpose. You have a purpose within you. You just got to identify with it and walk in it, and you can be just as infectious. I'm not super special. I'm just, the difference between me and what people may compare to other people is I just tapped into my purpose. If I didn't tap into my purpose, I'd still be depressed. I still have anxiety. I still have worry and fear. I'd still be living a life of just mediocrity and complacency, mentally, physically. I'd still be giving myself all kind of hooks, jabs, and uppercuts, chasing my tail, living a life of frustration and eventually resentment. All that stuff is connected, guys. And I was able to wake up. I'm fortunate I was able to wake up and see it. And that's another reason why, I try to stress to even my, people close to me. It's funny that my friends, the couple friends I have, they're more excited about this whole experience than I am. And they said, dude, I can't, why ain't you out doing this? And man, you just don't seem very excited. I said, I'm very excited, man. It's just, I just keep everything in front of me. And that's why I'm so humble, because, man, every day I take it all in. And I realize when I wake up, when I come home at night, I need to be able to look in the mirror and be happy with the reflection I see based on, my deeds and throughout the day. Did I love on somebody today? Did I empower somebody? Did I inspire somebody? Did I do what I could to make people better? Was I selfless? I don't want to be self-absorbed at all. And so I just try to allow my gift to guide me and lead me to different places, and then just stay out of my own way, man. I have to stay out of my own way. So that's what I'm hoping to bring to, this isn't a shot at jab at anybody. This is just who I am. This is the person I am. So I'm just hoping to, share as much of myself and, and love, empower, and inspire you guys as much as possible, man, to Really, really look within yourself. There's no competition. Don't compete with other coaches. Don't compete with your neighbor. You're wasting your time. That's called fear, false evidence appearing real. The only competition you have is you today versus you tomorrow. That's it. That's it. You master that, you master your life, straight up. I'm telling you right now, your only competition in this world is you today versus you tomorrow. That's it. That's it. Are you going to move forward? Are you going to stay the same? Or are you going to regress? That's it. All the answers you need to whatever your life and heart's desires are is all laid within inside of you. It's not outside of you. It's not. I'm telling you now, quit looking outside. It's not there. It's inside. It's in your spirit, man. It's in your soul. That's why I'm stressing to you guys, look inside and what do you really want? That's the first step to living the life of your dreams. What do you want? What do you want? What exactly do you want? And then once you realize exactly what you want, every decision you make from that point forward, every decision has to reflect what you want. It can't reflect something else because that's an interference, that's a distraction in your process and journey to your dreams and goals. So every decision you make has to reflect what's on that paper. And I promise you, it will lead you right to that destination. And it will lead you there quickly because it's a series of, all the right decisions that's going to get you there quickly. And something else, you gotta be okay with the fact that you might lose some people, guys. I got in trouble, man. I lost a lot of people, and I'm glad I lost them because had this happened to me, prior to this would happen to me earlier, I would have brought all those people along with me, and they would have used me. They would have taken advantage of me, and I would have thought they were my friends, man. And so, I had to get broken down to rock bottom, nothing, broke, everything, just to realize who was really there for me, and then for me to get a bigger, respect and admiration for the moment, the moment, life, my gift, my purpose. And so, so I just ask you to evaluate your circle first and foremost. You can't go to levels if you around a circle. It's crowded at the bottom. Trust me. I said that to my test group. It is so crowded at the bottom. At the bottom is fear, depression, anxiety, worry, hatred, jealousy, envy, malice, because people are just bickering. You don't want to be down there, man. Rise above all that. It's too crowded at the bottom. Rise to the top of the mountain and look down there and just be grateful you ain't down there. And anybody who wants to come up, reach out and hand it to them. Reach out and hand them a rope. And two things are going to happen. They're going to grab that rope and climb up to where you are, or they're going to hang themselves. I'm sorry, I hate to put it that way, but that's it. That is it. It's it. Either they're going to grab the rope, heed to your guidance and your wisdom, your love, and allow you to pull them up to your level, or they're going to hang themselves. And I'm sorry, that's their choice. So, definitely evaluate your circle if you want to take your coaching business to the next level, because that's going to be key. That's going to be key to the company you keep, because the company you keep is going to either enhance or decrease you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. That's it. Everybody is put on this earth for someone else. We wasn't put on this earth for ourselves. And even the people who, are put in our life, if they're blinded, trust me, they're subliminally going to make you blind. Even if they're not even doing it on purpose, it's just because they're disconnected from their purpose. So you end up being disconnected, from your purpose. And so, that's what it's all about. I try to stress that to my kids and my family all the time. Like, listen, everyone has their own journey. And I've really put it in my kids, even young now. My little son has a heck of an imagination. We would come home tonight, and Dana was talking about some things he said. Like, he has in his mind that we have this in-ground, what'd you say, Dana? In-ground swimming pool? She said little CJ thinks we have this in-ground swimming pool with a sliding board. Like, he told his teacher this. And Dana was like, no, we don't. I'm like, no, that's in his mind. So we must be getting that. Yes, like, celebrate that. Like, that's his best, what he sees. Like, I have to, when I see little things like that, like, that's his vision. I mean, it may not be physical today, but wouldn't that be crazy if I bought a house in a year or two, another house, and they had an in-ground pool with a sliding board, and my little kid was holding the vision all along? I had to tell his mom, like, no, let him dream. He's speaking it, he's confessing it. That's what's in his mind. He's not saying anything negative. You got to support that. And that's powerful, guys. It's the same thing I did with that letter, man. You got to speak that stuff. I mean, my son's 3. He'll be 4 in 15 days. And I just immediately caught it. But then think about it. You know, say I wasn't connected to my purpose or had that mindset, and he's saying that, and I got on him. And I said, you know, man, don't say that. You're lying, blah, 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 blah. Then that's going to discourage him. But if he's really visualizing that, what's crazy is the kid loves to swim. So this is in his mind. He must see himself in this pool. So I got to support that 100%. I got to support it until it manifests. So yeah, guys, yeah, keep your circle tight, man. My letter, without dragging on too much, when I was in the roughest part of my life, very, very challenging time, I had nothing. I was rock bottom, like literally rock bottom. And I wrote a letter to myself. And in the letter, I wrote every detail in my life, exactly what I wanted my life to be. And because every day dealing with the physical was just tough. Some days I felt like I had to crawl across the finish line, which represented the end of the day, just 'cause it was just rough. And so I wrote this letter to myself, and every aspect of the letter was what I wanted. And even in my personal life, as far as like my career, I put in the letter that I would partner with a company and do great things through social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And as many as you know, that's where I was discovered. Carl discovered me on YouTube. And it was like 5 months after I wrote the letter. No, I'm sorry. Actually, he had already discovered me. I didn't know it yet. They watched me for 5 months. But I confessed this letter for 5 months, and they called. And I'm like, whoa. And so, yeah, we'll get more into the story later. But, yeah, it's really, what it boils down to, guys. Just staying true to who you are. Self-love is the most important. Because if you don't love yourself, and I mean love yourself with the healthy love, believing in yourself, you can't love your family and your kids and the people you surround yourself with. You're not loving them if you're not loving yourself. If you're giving yourself 70%, then you're subliminally giving your circle, your husband, your kids, your wife, your loved ones 70%, and you're subliminally teaching them that this is what life's about. They're going to give their kids 70%, or they're gonna pursue their dreams and goals at 70%, and because that's what they're being exposed to. So I always tell myself, when I was operating in that 70%, I thought I was doing right by my kids, but really I was only giving them 70% of their dad. I mean, yeah, they were taken care of, but I was still giving them 70% of me. And when you wonder, when you're giving a kid 70% and they're still pleading for attention, there must be some more in that tank. And I was, teaching my kids, like, I'm their hero, I'm their superhero, I'm the person they look up to. This is this is the blueprint to your future right here. That's wrong. I mean, and the only reason why I was giving them 70% because I was giving myself 70%. I wasn't loving myself or taking care of myself at the magnitude I should, so that I can convey that power and by example to them. And so that 70% rule is bad. Give yourself 100% so you can give your family 100%, give your business 100%. That's where procrastination and all that comes from, because we procrastinate with ourselves. We don't always eat healthy like we should. We have cheat meals. What's a cheat meal? Like, I never really understood why they even call it a cheat meal. That's like, it's crazy to me. There's no such thing as a cheat meal. Just eat. Just eat, man. What are you cheating? You're cheating yourself. Like, why would you even confess that? Oh, I got a cheat meal. And most cheat meals aren't good for you. So basically, you're giving yourself poison. So you trying to tell me right now, you're going to go up to, you're going to pour a glass of Sprite or Coca-Cola for your kid and say, here, drink this. Or bleach and say, here, drink this? No, because it's going to harm them. So then why are we harming ourselves? Why are we putting things in our body that's affecting our mind, our body, our spirit, our desire to be better? We're killing ourselves. It's suicide, spiritual suicide, emotional suicide, because some of the things we eat that affects our brain. I have these mints that I like. I mean, I'm talking about, I love them. They're like ginger mints. And I'm eating them. They're organic and everything. And I'm like, man, these mints are so good. I'm eating them like by the cases, just popping them. And someone said, turn over the back of it. And I turned it over. there's 50 mints in this container, and each mint is a gram of sugar. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I just ate 100 grams of sugar and mints. This is insane. And before you knew it, I just started thinking like, that is crazy, man. I can't believe I just did that. So anyway, I don't want to keep going on and on about myself. But anyway, guys, really process what you want. You gotta, what's today, the 2nd? What's today's date? 3rd? 2nd. You got about a good 10 days to really, really have a moment with yourself through meditation, prayer, take some quiet time and really write those goals down. And what do you really, truly want? And then once the Shift Shop comes out, if that's a program you go to, allow it to speak to you. It's hands down, man, this program is real motivating, guys. I'm talking about, it's so motivating. There was a period in the test group, because I played it in the loud, the surround sound of my gym. There's a period I even got emotional. I can't believe some of the things that came out of my mouth. Like I was speaking to myself, like, wow, man, this is insane. This thing is, I don't even remember saying the things I said in this video. That's just how out of my way I was, and how mentally tapped I was gone. Like my spirit straight up did that program. I swear to goodness, man, my higher self legitimately did this program, because Chris Downey was not there. There's some things in this program that came out of my mouth. I was like, oh my gosh, whoa, it touched me. Like how does my own voice motivate me? That's what really freaked me out right there. And so yeah, just I'm telling you now, and Shane can she can attest to it. Get ready. That's all I'm gonna say. Get ready to experience a miracle, and the miracle you're gonna experience is the real you. You are gonna manifest it. I promise. You apply this workout the way you're supposed to. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna change your life. It's gonna change every fiber of your being. You're gonna be on another level. I'm talking about, it's euphoric, it's emotional, it's like you met your best friend, you met yourself, the real you. It's, man, this program is good. So we'll go about 5 more minutes, guys. If you have any questions, I'll answer them for you. I don't want to keep talking. And that is why, yeah, man, this program is huge, man. I told you I wasn't even there. I don't even know. I told you my spirit, my higher self did that program, guys. I was not there. No, I want you to promise to you, Carrie, that you'll do your best, because you know why? This program is bigger than me. The only way this program is going to go global and impact lives is if everybody owns the shift for themselves. Don't do it for me. I appreciate you, for the accountability, but I really want you to do this for you. Yeah, I want you to, you owe this to yourself. You owe this to yourself to live the best life you've ever lived, to be the happiest you've ever been, to operate in your best self. This has nothing to do with Chris Downey, man. This has everything to do with you. I'm totally looking forward to this. Punta Cana was a blast. Thanks for... Oh, Punta Cana was crazy. That was my first event, man. That's nuts. It was funny because Carl sent me an email and he apologized. He said, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I put you in... you were there for 8 days. It didn't even cross my mind. I'm like, no, I loved it. Thank you. I'm a workaholic, though, so I like stuff like that. Ooh. Any more questions? Christine, you're late. What happened? No, I'm joking. What would you say to someone who has never done a workout program to motivate them? What would I say to a person who's never done a workout program to motivate them? First thing I always ask a person that, I ask them, do they love themselves? Yeah, that's it. And then, most people are going to say no. I mean, if you really get in their head and ask them if they really love themselves, they're going to say no. And there's a reason why that person doesn't work out. I guarantee you 99.9% of it is fear-based. So you got to hold their hand. You got to, work out with them. But definitely send them the route of the modifier, because you don't want to overwhelm them because they already have fear. They have to, the light switch has to go on, within them at that right time. And another things I really stress with the program is I wanted to make sure that my gift would survey the whole area and meet everybody at their fitness level, whether they were overweight or extremely fit. And I think we nailed it. We definitely nailed it with that. So yeah, my question to you is to, ask them, do they love themselves and what are they afraid of? Most people, what I realize, are afraid of their greatness. They're really afraid of their greatness. They're afraid of their purpose. They're afraid they don't have the confidence. So I have to prove to myself I'm not who the past has made me feel. I am strong, motivated, woman. I will accomplish this. Absolutely. Yeah, the past is that's exactly what it is. It's behind you. Anything, the past, like anything that's behind you, it's behind you. It can't overtake you anymore. So, your mind is back there with it. Leave it back there. Leave it back there. It's going to speak to you because your old nature that's in the past will speak to you. You don't have to listen to it. That's why you got to renew your mind and ask yourself what you really want, not what you ask yourself what you really want, not what you really had or what you had. What you had is in the past. What do you really want? When you fixate your mind on what you really want, the past will disappear. How about those who are afraid to fail? People that are afraid to fail. That's a good question. That's a really good question. How about those people who are afraid to fail? Wow, that's a really good question. I strongly believe it has to be with they have to really fixate themselves on what they really want. And if failing is a thing, that they're successful at or continuously doing, it's because they're not walking in their purpose. And it's a dead end. It really is. I failed at so many things, man. And now I think about it, I wasn't supposed to be doing it anyway. Is it fear? But do you give up before? Oh, hold on, I gotta get that question again. Is it fear? Yes, but don't give up before you. Okay, yeah, definitely. Do you recommend pausing? Absolutely. Let me tell you right now, when you do this program, if you need a break, hit pause. I will be there when you unpause me. Let me see. I think they rely on approval from others and not from themselves because they don't love themselves. That's why they look for approval of others, which means what others have said to them is what they believe. It's on them. Yeah, you got to denounce that. What else we got? Yeah, but you know what, Abigail? About that letting go of who you have been is hard. That's the fun part, though. The unknown is what's amazing because, watch this. The unknown part of everything is celebrating the challenge. Like you got to celebrate that. I would much rather be on a roll of the unknown than being stuck in the past, because if it's unknown, I still have the pencil in my hand. I can create my path. If I'm in the past, I'm just getting beat up by circumstances that I'm allowing to affect me. But if I'm in the unknown, you know how powerful that is? You can celebrate that because you're in control. You're in control. Every step you take, you get to create. It's like the unknown is the exact same thing as me giving you a blank piece of paper and a pencil and telling you to draw. There it is, right there. If your biggest problem is eating, I'm telling you now, it only boils down to one question. Do you love yourself? Because if you love yourself, you'll have portion control. You'll put all the right things in your body if you love yourself, because you wouldn't do that to your kids. You wouldn't let your kids overeat or eat anything bad because you love them. What's the first thing you say to yourself? The first thing I say to myself, okay, so that's a good one. See, now you all in my personal stuff. No, I'm joking. The first thing I say to myself, I just thank God. That's the first word to come out of my mouth. I thank Him for. I'm in the bed when I even do it. I just say a quick thank you for, my life, my kids, my family. I thank you for my gift, my purpose. I thank Him and Jesus. And then I get up and go in the mirror and be like, dude, you tired, man. What's the problem? Look at those bags, dude. Man, you got to get it together. So I have 2 conversations. People don't have where do they start? If people don't have self-love, where do they start? They start with themselves. They start with, because listen, if they don't have self-love, they're looking for it in other places. And then 9 times out of 10, they run into the wrong people that's going to keep them where they're at. It has to start with themselves. I'm telling you, until you start loving yourself, life's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But we're taught not to love ourselves. It's called being self-absorbed and conceited. No. It's a lie. It's how you go about it. It's how you go about it. What you say to yourself in private, when you look in that mirror and point to that reflection you see, is powerful. Let's see. All right, 2 more minutes. Does recovering drink count as a red? What is that? Does recovering drink count as a red? I'm sorry, I don't understand that question. Yeah, it will tell you what to eat. In the program that has a menu that you can follow, and it also has a grocery list that you can substitute stuff in that as well. 1 second. Let's see what time it is. Okay, I got 2 more minutes. Recovery count as a red container. Let me think. I think it does. Recovery, yeah. I know you can have recovery. You can have energized. Is that right, Shane? Where you at, Shane? I think it's recovery and energized, right? You can have. Yeah, there we go. I knew Shane was on it. Look at her abs. She did something right. I'm sorry, Shane. I'm messing with you. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Don't ask me, ask Shane. What other questions we have? Man. You guys don't have any more questions? You didn't have me on this phone for 40 minutes. You don't have any questions? What's wrong with you? Yes, Shane is all of our gift. She's awesome, man. When can we come to Ohio? Man, you know something? I'm not even going to be in Ohio that much. the next 5-6 weeks. Oh, my traveling schedule when I get back from Summit is insane, man. Be in Ohio that much, maybe throughout the week, and we might move to California for the winter. I've been kind of pondering it, so we may be moving to California in October. I have to get an apartment out there, so we may move there for the winter. So I don't know. I do know the next coach training day is I don't know. It's in August. The Cleveland Market Council. Look on their website. They have the actual day when you start. What was your biggest challenge? Sorry if you answered this, but I got here 2 minutes ago. See, that's because you was late. No, you didn't know I was popping on here. The biggest challenge in this whole process for me was not living in my purpose. That was the biggest challenge because I was chasing my tail. I kept running into dead ends. I kept taking all kind of hooks, jabs, and uppercuts. It was when I wrote that letter, that was it. That was the change for me because once I put on this letter exactly what I wanted in my life and what I wanted to accomplish and what I wanted to be, that was my blueprint because I didn't have a blueprint growing up. You know, I didn't have I had the one I had was the one I was creating. So I didn't have my parents. I didn't have my mom or dad growing up. I was adopted. And so I didn't have my dad at all. Actually, my dad wasn't even in my life. He came in my life, sporadically a couple times until I told him to go kick rocks. No, but he wasn't in my life growing up. And I was adopted. So my blueprint for, life at that point was like, what's this? But so because of that, I lived a life of, I kind of trailed my own path, and I made good decisions. I made bad decisions. I learned from trial and error, and it wasn't until I realized that I had all the power. I was the creator to create what I wanted. Once that really resonated with me, and I wrote that letter, that was it. It was off to the races. I'm an orphan too. They died when I was little. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, my parents are still alive to this day. I mean, I treat them, I have mad respect for them. My pops, he doesn't call me. I talked to him 2 months ago. It was the first time I talked to him in like 4 or 5 years. And we had a conversation, and he was like, I'm sorry, I feel bad that you accomplished so much without me. And he was like, I just don't want to interfere your life. I said, well, man, to be honest, make up in my kid's life what you couldn't do for me. I said, you already taught me the best lesson you could teach a man. He said, how? What's that? I said, you taught me not to be like you. I was just being honest. So you taught me not to be like you, man. That's the biggest lesson you could have ever. That was perfect because I don't want anything to do. And I heard his feelings, but it was how I felt. It was true. And I told my mom the same thing. You know, I wrote them both a letter. Told them I forgave them for everything, make up for whatever you did wrong in my life, do it in my kid's life. But y'all helped me. Y'all taught me the best life lesson ever, to be nothing like you too. But I treat them like but in all fairness and honesty, because I would be a hypocrite if I to be so motivating and inspiring to people, or strive to be and operate so much love. I do treat my parents as if they were here all along. I treat them with the utmost respect. You know, when I do see them or to do hear from them, you know, there's no resentment. I treat them very well. I do, because they are my parents. At the end of the day, they are my parents, right, wrong, or indifferent. And I can't empower the world and live. And that's why I wrote the letter to them, because I was in bondage. I had resentment. You know, I had some anger towards them, and I realized that they was living their life every day, regardless of their guilt or not, and this was affecting me. So I forgave them for myself. I didn't necessarily forgive them for them. I forgave them to free myself. But and then to make so it makes sense to you, if I was freeing myself, I had to treat them as if it never happened. Does that make sense? So I'm in this bondage. I got this resentment. I got this hurt in my heart and this anger towards my parents. And I wanted nothing to do with them, but now I'm living like that, and I'm raising my kids with that same resentment, even though I treat my kids very well. Again, it's that 70%. I'm living this 70% mindset again, because I have anger, resentment, and things towards my biological parents. So I had to forgive them for me, for my sake. And then once I forgave them, I had to treat them as if it never happened. And so there's a 2-part series to that. But their salvation, their guilt that they walk in, they gotta handle that for themselves. I already handle for me, but I treat them very, very well. Shane, you just said forgiveness is for us like 50 times. There's 60. I think your phone is stuck. All right, I keep saying 2 minutes. I got 5 more minutes, and then I gotta go. I don't even know how we got on that. How did we get on that? I have no idea how we got on that topic. What other questions you have? Seriously, I don't know. I just started ranting. What other questions we have? So you guys didn't know I was this funny. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I don't even know how we got on that. That's crazy. I can't even think of that. Is insane, man. Nice. That's all right. Learning how to forgive is that's the most, man. Forgiveness is everything. Do you always know? Yeah, I did. That's a beautiful question, Amy. I always knew I wanted to help people, because when I was a child, I was the kid with the plastic shoes from Kmart. I always had I was the poor kid, and so I always had empathy for people. People who were bullied and picked on. I was the kid that, even though I was an athlete, and I did well in sports, very well. I was a kid that sat at the table, with the overweight kid that gets bullied, that maybe didn't smell good or something. He was isolated. And so I was always the person that sat with those kids. In fact, even in high school, I had like my own little fan club, man, of just less fortunate kids, handicaps or maybe a learning disability, because I always spent time with them, and they would come to my games and they would cheer me on. It was insane, man. So yeah, I've always had a heart for people. Let me see. We heard you, Shane, which was 70 forgiveness is for us. She stabbed all of us with it, like, forgiveness is for us. What makes you laugh to the point you can't stop? My kids, man. My kids are hilarious. Little Chris, that dude, man, he is funny. Say it in the program, what is the day? Okay, so in the program, what is the day that you say, okay, make sure you take your time? Day one. Tell her, Shane, like the whole program, you take your time. You have to. Yeah, for sure. That's the day. Day one, speed 25, exercise one. It's 15 exercises, speed 25. Exercise one is when you start, that's when you really lock in. Yeah. What else you got? 2 minutes. The real 2 minutes. It's 10:58. I shouldn't have been in the bed like an hour ago. Let me see. Come on, you got another question? Answer to those who say I can't. That they're probably right. I'm serious, man. Like, here's one of the things that that you have to really be careful about when you're like sometimes you gotta hold people's hand and they don't get it for a while. You gotta let them get beat up a little bit. You gotta let them, run to the wall a couple more times because sometimes like you can lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink it. But you gotta let them know you're there. That's the difference. You don't abandon them. You just kind of like, okay, you don't want to listen? Okay, go crack your head across that wall another 10 more times and then come back to me. But while they're cracking their head, just walk in love towards them. Just love them unconditionally because most of the time people continue to chase their tail and make the same decisions and because they're trying to run you off because they're used to people abandoning them and leaving them and everything. But once they see that you ain't going, isn't that crazy how that happens? They'll subliminally do things to run you away. But because they're used to people leaving them. But no, just stand firm and love them. Let them crack their head to the point where they're just tired of smacking themselves in the head. Like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And then you say, I told you this 5 years ago. Oh, but they're just now hearing it. And it takes a person to evolve and grow before because you can say the same thing to them and it's going through one ear and out the next. However, they get beat up so much internally that you say the same thing to them 3 years later. Ding dong, it went off. Like, dude, I've been telling you this for 3 years. So yeah, it's just a matter of when they wake up on the inside and they resonate with their purpose. That's when all your stuff's gonna make sense to them. The schedule looks like 2 workouts that alternate the first week. How many different workouts are scheduled throughout? Oh, Jim, you had to be the one to bring in weights. Okay, no problem, boss. So basically, you see, each week, 1 week is so it's like 1 minute exercises. The second week is we start creating a circuit, and so you're gonna alternate strength, speed. You're gonna do strength and speed both 3 times a week, a piece, and then you're gonna do 2 core workouts a week, and so you get the 7th day to rest. But here's the key: why it was created this way, and why I love the fact that we did it like this is because you get 3 chances, and you'll see as you do the program how I'm talking to you. You get 3 chances to do speed 25 tomorrow, and you just don't. You finish it, but you don't do as well as you wish that you could have. That's that inner spirit, that inner challenge that I release in the program. Guess what? It's coming back in 2 days. Now you gotta do better than you did the first day, and then at the end of the week, before you graduate to week 2, or raise your game up, to get ready for week 2, you won't ever want to. You want to finish that 3rd one on a high note, just for your own confidence, and whether it's the strength or the speed, because the next week is harder. Like the difference between Shane will tell you the difference between speed 25 and speed 35 is a lot of heart and purpose. I'm not lying. That extra 10 minutes, the workouts get hard, man. Don't let that alternating speed strength thing fool you. This program is hard, man. It is really hard. It is, and so. And 45, you don't even want to see speed 45. Speed 45, strength 45. You don't even want to. You want to be grateful that it's the 3rd week because it was really, yeah. Speed 45 is insane, man. It's serious. So yeah, it's hard, man. The whole program is hard. Even the speed 20, like if you do speed 25 and strength 25 right, and I mean like really give your all, it is hard, man. It is. And speed 50, will make you slap your neighbor. Like, why did he put it this way? Super speed and super strength 50 was a 60-minute program, a 60-minute workout. It was so hard, we had to remove an exercise per circuit to condense it to 50 minutes because no one could finish it. It was insane. So we condensed it down to 50 minutes just so it was doable. Yeah, super speed 50 and super strength 50 is ridiculous, but it's fun though. It's a lot of humor in it. It's a lot of it's the motivation cranks up, so you're like really locked and engaged when you in the third, fourth, fifth week, even the first week. So yeah, you're gonna enjoy it, guys. It's something you can't do though. I mean, everybody can do it, and you need to sandbag for the super series. Yeah. Super speed and super strength 50 humbled me. It humbled me during rehearsal, and it humbled me 2 weeks ago. Straight up, man. I created the thing. Yeah, it humbled me. Like, oh, I can't believe I did this. This is abusive. Yeah. All right, guys, I got to scoot. I'm going to get in trouble. It's 11:04. So listen, I'm glad you guys, shared your time with me. Sorry I was on so late, short notice, no notice. But yeah, as I said, just start mentally preparing for what you want. Write that letter, write those goals. What exactly do you want? And do not, and I'm being straight up with you, I'm being honest, do not do the shift shop workout without two things. Either a letter to yourself of exactly what you want, or your goals. If you don't have your goals down or a letter to yourself of what you want, please don't do the program because you're going to miss it. You're going to miss what it's all about. Either the letter to yourself of what you want or the goals that you want to accomplish, that's your foundation. That's your foundation. And you need that when you start the program, because there's going to come time where you're going to have to talk to yourself and remind yourself of why you're doing this program. So, all right. Have a good night, guys, and I'll see you at Summit. Take care.